Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. My name is Rebecca, and I am your host today.
And hello from me, too. My name is Tommy. I am your co-host. We are so happy and excited that you are listening to us today.
We really are. Tommy, today we have a very special and very useful topic for our beginners. We are going to learn how to prepare and do a presentation correctly.
Oh, wow! Presentations! That is a great topic, Rebecca. But wait, some of our listeners might be new to this word. What exactly is a presentation?
That is a great question to start with, Tommy. A presentation is a formal and structured way of communicating information, ideas, or a message to an audience. Let me repeat that slowly for our beginners. A presentation is a formal way to share your ideas with other people. You are speaking to an audience. An audience is the group of people listening to you. Exactly. And when you do a presentation, it usually involves a speaker who conveys the content using different tools. For example, you might use slides, visual pictures, spoken words, and sometimes multimedia elements, like videos.
Ah, I see. So it is not just talking. You use tools to help people understand. Where do people usually do these presentations, Rebecca?
You can see presentations in many different places. They are common in academic, business, professional, educational, and public contexts.
So, in schools, in universities, and in offices for business. That means learning this is very helpful for your job and your studies. Are there different types of presentations?
Yes, there are. Some common types of presentations are posters, speeches, and PowerPoint presentations. Today, we will focus a lot on how to use PowerPoint and how to stand and speak perfectly. I love PowerPoint. But, Rebecca, I have a secret. When I have to speak in front of people, I get very nervous. You are not alone, Tommy. Many people feel afraid. But if you know how to build the structure of a presentation, it becomes very easy. Let's talk about the structure. A good presentation has 3 main parts: the beginning, the middle, and the ending.
The beginning, the middle, and the ending. That is simple to remember. Let us start with the beginning. What should I do at the start?
The beginning is very important. In this part, you need to capture the interest of your audience. You also introduce the topic and present the outline of the presentation. And remember one golden rule: be brief.
Be brief. That means be short and quick. Do not talk for too long at the beginning. Just capture their interest, tell them the topic, and show them the outline. What is next?
Next is the middle. This is the biggest part. The middle takes 80% of the time allocated to the presentation.
Wow, 80%?
That is almost the whole time. What do we do in the middle?
In the middle, you explain your topic in detail. This is where you present information to the audience.
Okay, that makes sense. And finally, the ending.
Yes. At the ending, you summarize the main points. You also present the conclusion of the presentation. And just like the beginning, you must be brief.
Be brief again. Short and sweet. I like that. But Rebecca, for our listeners learning English, finding the right words can be hard. Can we teach them some useful English phrases for organizing the presentation?
I would love to, Tommy. Let's practice some sentences together. Listeners, you can repeat after us. Let's start with welcoming the audience. When you walk on stage, you can say, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen," or "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen."
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Or if it is a relaxed meeting, can I just say, "Hello, everyone," or "Hi, everyone"?
Yes, you can. Hello, everyone, and hi, everyone are great. You can also say, "It's a pleasure to welcome you all today."
It's a pleasure to welcome you all today. That sounds very professional. After we say hello, we need to say our names. How do we introduce ourselves?
You can use this phrase. Let me introduce myself. I'm, and then say your name. For example, let me introduce myself. I'm Rebecca. Let me try. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tommy. Or I can say, for those who don't know me, my name is Tommy. Perfect. Now the audience knows who you are. Next, you must introduce the topic. You can say, "Today I am going to present you about," and add your topic.
Today, I am going to present you about English podcasts. That is a good phrase. What if I have a screen behind me with words on it?
Good thinking. If you have a screen, you can point to it and say, "As you can see on the screen, my topic today is..."
As you can see on the screen, my topic today is. I really like that one. It makes me look very prepared. Are there other ways to say it?
Yes. You can also say, "The subject of my presentation is," or simply, "Today I'll be talking about."
Today, I'll be talking about. That is very easy for beginners to remember. Now, what if I want to tell the audience why my topic is important to them?
You can tell them who the talk is for. You can say, "Today's topic is of particular interest to those of you who." For example, today's topic is of particular interest to those of you who are learning English.
Oh, that makes the audience want to listen. You can also say, my talk is particularly relevant to those of you who.
Exactly, Tommy. After introducing the topic, you need to give a brief overview. This tells the audience the plan for your talk. You can say, "I've divided my presentation into 3 main parts."
I've divided my presentation into 3 main parts. That lets the audience know exactly what to expect. Or I could say, in my presentation, I'll focus on 3 major issues.
Very good. Then you list them. You say, first of all, I'll be looking at second and third.
First of all, I'll be looking at grammar, second, at vocabulary, and third, at speaking. That is so organized.
You can also start by saying, I'll begin by explaining, or I'll start off by explaining.
Okay, so that is the beginning. We said hello, introduced our name, told them the topic, and gave them a plan. Now we enter the middle of the presentation. What are the best phrases to use here?
In the main body, you must present your points one by one. You must follow the exact same order that you listed in your introduction. To introduce your first main point, you can say, the first point I would like to discuss is.
The first point I would like to discuss is. That is very clear. Or you can say, first of all, I would like to give you an overview of.
Yes. Now, when you are finished talking about the first point, you need to move smoothly to the next point. This is called a transition. You can say, let me move to my second point.
Let me move to my second point. That is a great bridge to the next idea. And for the next one, I can say, my third point is.
Correct. What if you want to add more ideas to the same point? You can say, in addition to this, or furthermore, there are other interesting facts we should take a look at.
Furthermore is a very beautiful English word. Furthermore, there are other interesting facts we should take a look at. If I want to make sure the audience pays attention to a specific important detail, how do I do that?
You can emphasize it. Emphasizing means making it sound very important. You can say, I'd like to stress the following points. I'd like to stress the following points. I will remember that one. And what if I want them to look at a number or a chart on my screen? You can tell them to look at it by saying, I'd like to draw your attention to the latest figures. I'd like to draw your attention to the latest figures. Listeners, figures means numbers or data.
Great job, Tommy. Eventually, you will finish all your main points. Now we have reached the ending. How do we close the presentation?
We need to summarize. That means we say the important things one more time, but very quickly.
Yes, you can tell the audience you are finishing by saying, well, that brings us to the end of the final section. Then you summarize by saying, let me summarize my presentation.
Let me summarize my presentation. Or I can use my favorite phrase, to sum up. To sum up, today we learned about English.
Another great phrase is to conclude, or I would like to conclude by. And you can also say, in conclusion, let me summarize my main points.
Those are fantastic phrases, but we can't just run away after we finish speaking. We have to say thank you, right?
Always be polite. When finishing your presentation, you should say, thank you so much for your attention and interest.
Thank you so much for your attention and interest. Or maybe, I sincerely appreciate your attention today.
Beautiful. You can also keep it simple. And that's bring us to the end. Thank you for your time and attention today.
So polite. Now, usually the audience has questions.
How do we invite them to ask us things?
Dealing with questions is the final step. You can say, I will be happy to answer your questions now.
I will be happy to answer your questions now. Or I can say, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yes, don't hesitate means do not wait. Just ask. You can also say, I would now be interested to hear from you with your thoughts or questions.
Listeners, you can even tell them at the very beginning of the presentation about the questions. You can say, I would like to tell you that the questions are welcomed at the end of the presentation, or there will be time for questions after my presentation.
That is a very smart tip, Tommy. Telling them to wait until the end is actually one of our best tips for a smooth presentation.
Wow, we have learned so many English phrases for speaking. But Rebecca, what about the visual part? What about the PowerPoint slides on the computer screen? How should they look?
Let's discuss how to structure your PowerPoint slides. There are some very important rules to follow.
I am ready with my notebook. What is the first rule?
First is the font type. You should use clean fonts like Calibri or sans serif fonts. Good examples of sans serif fonts are Arial or Verdana.
Calibri, Arial, or Verdana. Why shouldn't I use a fancy curly font?
Because it is too hard for the audience to read. You want it to be easy on the eyes. Next is the font size. For your headings, the size should be big, 36 or 38.
Headings, size 36 or 38. And what about the main text, the body of the slide?
The body text should be size 24.
Body text size 24. This ensures that even the people sitting in the back of the room can read your words. What about the colors?
You must think carefully about your color scheme. Make sure the colors are easy to read. Dark text on a light background is usually best. Also, each slide should have its own topic. Do not put 3 different topics on one slide.
One topic per slide. That keeps things simple. Should I write whole paragraphs on the slide? I have a lot of things to say.
No, definitely not. The information should be briefly explained and included in point form. This means you use bullet points, just short phrases, not long sentences.
Oh, use bullet points in point form. That means the slide is just a helper. The audience should listen to me, not read a book on the screen.
Exactly. And if you use pictures, use only one image or object in a slide at a time. Too many pictures will make the slide look messy and confusing.
One image per slide at a time. Got it. Is there anything else to add to the slides?
Yes. Always include a slide number. This helps people know where you are in the presentation.
Slide numbers. That is a very professional detail. Okay, so my PowerPoint is perfect, my phrases are practiced, I am ready to stand in front of the audience. How do I actually deliver my presentation?
Delivering your presentation is all about your body language. There are 5 key facets of the human body which deserve attention.
5 key facets. Facets means parts or aspects. What are the 5 parts of the body we need to pay attention to?
They are eyes, voice, expressions, appearance, and attitude, which is how you stand. Let's break them down. First, the eyes.
The eyes. Why are eyes important?
Eye contact is so important. When you look at people, it establishes a connection with your audience.
Establishes a connection. It makes them feel like I am talking directly to them, not just talking to the wall.
Exactly. Making eye contact also projects confidence. It shows you are brave and you know your topic well.
It projects confidence. I want to look confident. Is there another reason to look at the audience?
Yes. Looking at their faces helps you figure out whether your message is being heard and understood. If they look confused, maybe you need to explain it again.
Ah, so you can read their minds by looking at their eyes. Very smart. So that is the first facet. Eyes. Maintain steady eye contact. What is the second facet?
The second facet is voice. When you speak, you must speak loudly and clearly enough that your listeners hear and understand what you are saying.
Speak loudly and clearly. No whispering. What about the tone of my voice? If I talk like a robot in one tone, people will fall asleep.
You are right. Your tone, intonation, and volume should all be varied over the course of a presentation.
Varied means changed. So change my tone, change my intonation, and change my volume. Can we practice this? What is a good exercise for intonation?
Let's do a fun exercise. Let's take the sentence, I never said she stole my money. We can change the meaning just by putting stress on a different word. Let's try it. Tommy, emphasize the word I.
Okay. I never said she stole my money. Oh, that sounds like someone else said it, not me.
Good. Now emphasize the word never.
I never said she stole my money. That sounds very defensive.
Exactly. Now stress the word said.
I never said she stole my money. That means maybe I hinted at it or wrote it, but I didn't speak it.
Now stress she.
I never said she stole my money. That means someone else stole it, not her.
Stress stole.
I never said she stole my money. Maybe she just borrowed it.
And finally, stress my.
I never said she stole my money. Maybe she stole someone else's money.
See, by varying your stress and intonation, one sentence can mean many different things. You must use everyday language rather than jargons. Jargons are big, complicated words that only a few people know. Keep it simple and clear.
That was a fun exercise. So use everyday language, no jargons, speak clearly, speak confidently, and speak concisely. Concisely means briefly and to the point. Also, do not be too fast.
Yes, do not speak too fast. Give the audience time to listen. Let's move to the third facet, expressions.
Expressions. That means your face. What should my face do?
The most important thing is to smile.
Smile. A smile makes everyone feel welcome and happy.
Yes, and just like your voice, you must vary your facial expressions. Show excitement, show concern, show passion with your face. Do not look like a statue.
Vary your facial expressions. I will practice in the mirror. What is the fourth facet?
The fourth is appearance. You should dress appropriately for the occasion. Looking professional shows respect for your audience.
Appearance is important. Comb your hair, wear clean clothes. And the fifth and final facet?
The fifth is your attitude, which includes how you stand. Attitude makes all the difference.
Attitude makes all the difference. How do I show a good attitude?
First, don't talk down to your audience. You are there to share with them, not to act like you are better than them.
Don't talk down to the audience. Treat them as friends. What else?
You need to get the audience's undivided attention. You do this by keeping them engaged and intrigued. This helps to build a rapport with your audience.
Build a rapport. Rapport means a friendly, connected relationship. And to do that, we use the first rule again. Maintain steady eye contact.
You remembered. It all connects together. Now, Tommy, to finish our podcast today, let's share some absolute top secret tips for delivering an effective presentation. These are things every presenter must check.
I love tips. What is the first pro tip?
The first tip is about time. You must show up early and verify that your equipment works properly.
Show up early. Don't arrive at the exact time. Come early so you have time to check everything.
Yes, make sure that all equipment is connected and running. Do not assume that your presentation will work fine on another computer.
Don't assume it will work on another computer. Why not? A computer is a computer, right?
Not always. Disk failures, software version mismatches, lack of disk space, low memory, and many other factors can ruin a presentation.
Oh no, that sounds like a nightmare. Software versions might be different. So what should I do?
You need to make sure that you have the appropriate files and versions of software that you need, including Microsoft Office PowerPoint. And most importantly, make sure to carry an extra copy of your presentation to your presentation location.
Carry an extra copy. Listeners, always bring a USB drive or email the file to yourself. Keep a backup. What is the next tip?
This is a funny one, but very important. Turn your screensaver off.
Turn your screensaver off. Oh, I can imagine. You are talking and suddenly a bunch of flying bubbles appear in the screen behind you.
Exactly. That is very distracting. You must keep your audience focused on the content of your presentation, not on flying bubbles.
Turn off the screensaver. Got it. What about the colors on the screen? We talked about colors earlier.
Good memory. You must check all colors on a projector screen before giving the actual presentation.
Why do I need to check them on the projector if they look good on my laptop?
Because the colors may project differently than what appears on your monitor. Sometimes bright yellow on a laptop becomes invisible white on a big screen.
That is a great tip. Check the colors on the projector screen. What about the questions from the audience? Should I answer them while I'm talking?
It is usually better to ask your audience to hold questions until the end.
Ask them to hold questions until the end. We learned phrases for that earlier, like, there will be time for questions after my presentation. Why is it better to wait?
Well, questions are an excellent indicator that people are engaged by your subject matter and presentation skills. It means they like it. But if you save questions until the end of the presentation, you will get through your material uninterrupted.
You will get through your material uninterrupted. That means nobody will stop you and you won't forget what you were saying.
Exactly. Next tip, when using a laser pointer or a computer mouse, avoid moving the pointer unconsciously.
Avoid moving the pointer unconsciously. You mean when you swing your hand around because you're nervous and the little red dot is flying all over the ceiling?
Yes, that is very distracting. When you are not using the pointer, remove your hand from the mouse. This helps to stop you from moving the pointer unconsciously, which can be distracting.
Remove your hand from the mouse when not using it. Very practical advice.
Here is a huge rule, maybe the most important one. Do not read the presentation.
Do not read the presentation? You mean don't just stare at the screen and read the words aloud?
Exactly. You must practice the presentation so that you can speak from bullet points.
Speak from bullet points, so you look at the short phrase and then you explain it with your own words.
Yes, the text on the slide should be a cue for the presenter rather than the full message for the audience. A cue is a hint or a reminder for you.
The text is a cue for the presenter, not a book for the audience. And what about time? If I have 10 minutes to speak, can I speak for 20 minutes?
No, you must stay on time.
Stay on time.
If you plan a certain amount of time for your presentation, do not go over.
Do not go over the time limit. People have things to do. They might get tired. What if there is no time limit?
Even if there is no time limit, take less time rather than more to ensure that people stay engaged. Shorter is often better.
Take less time rather than more. That is wonderful advice. We are almost done. Is there a final tip?
The final tip is to always learn and improve. Monitor your audience's behavior.
Monitor means to watch closely. Monitor your audience's behavior. Watch what they are doing.
Each time that you deliver a presentation, monitor your audience's behavior. If you observe people focusing on your slides too much, the slides may contain too much data or be confusing or distracting in some other way.
If they are reading the slide for a long time, it means I wrote too much text.
Correct. Use the information you learn each time to improve your future presentations.
Wow, Rebecca, we have covered so much today. Let me do a quick review for our listeners. To deliver a good presentation, we need many skills. We need good stress and intonation. We need good content. We need organization.
That is right, Tommy. We also need uniformity in our slides. We need to keep a gentle smile. We must maintain strong eye contact. We need to focus on practice and preparation. And finally, excellent body language.
Practice and preparation. That is the key to everything. Listeners, we hope you practiced your English speaking with us today. Remember, do not read your slides, smile, make eye contact, and project your wonderful voices.
Thank you so much for your attention and interest today. We know that with these tips, your next presentation in English will be absolutely amazing.
Keep practicing your English phrases. Rewind this podcast if you need to hear the greetings and transitions again. Thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day.
Goodbye, everyone. See you on the next episode.